Hello everyone, welcome back to the video lecture of software engineering. So we are discussing the agile project management, and under that agile project management we have a technique that is Scrum, that is how to manage a agile project. And there we have encountered with the word that is sprint. So what is that sprint actually? When we are going for developing or delivering the project into some parts or into some subsystems, that development iteration, with one iteration we will go for developing a single version of the software, that means that may be a scalable software version. Then in the second iteration we will go for the second version or another intermediate version. So that development iteration is known as the sprint. So let's see what is that sprint cycle. So actually sprints are fixed length, normally 2 to 4 weeks. That means for developing a version that will take a 2 to 4 weeks time. That's why we are deploying the software version 2 to 4 weeks, or we are deploying the software version in 2 to 4 weeks. We will take to develop and deploy that software version for 2 to 4 weeks. That is a fixed length, and that development cycle is known as the sprint cycle. The next is the starting point for planning is the product backlog. We have already discussed on that product backlog. So product backlog means that is a to-do list of what to do, how to carry out the sprint cycle. So we will start for planning the product backlog. So after planning for the product backlog, we have a list of work to be done on that project. So the first point says the sprint is a fixed length that may normally 2 to 4 weeks. The second point says that we should plan what to do, and that what to do list is known as the product backlog. So after getting the product backlog with us, then we will go for listing the work to be done on the project. Then after getting the product backlog, we will go for the selection phase. What is that selection phase? The selection phase involves all of the project team. That means we have to select the project team, who will be the Scrum Master and who will be the team members. So we will go for involving all the project team who work with the customer to select the features and functionality from the product backlog. So we have a product backlog, that means we have a to-do list. We know that what to do next or what to do in the project. Then we will go for selecting a core team, the team who will interact with the customer. We have a list, that is product backlog. So among the list, which are the features, which are the functions, how we are going to identify that? This is if we have 10 number of to-do list, then among the 10 number of to-do list, which are the functions, which are the features, which are the operations, and what are their priorities, that will be decided by the customer. So we have some core team, they will interact with the customer for finding those features, those functions and those priority among the to-do list, that is known as the product backlog. So when they agreed with us, when we have decided these are the functions, these are the features, we have to make a project successful by having these features and these functions, then we will go for the team organize themselves. We will go for organizing ourselves to develop the software. Then the team will mind make up that we have to develop the software which will accommodate the features and the functions from the product backlog according to the customer's requirement. And once the team is organized, then we will go for developing. So during this stage, the team is isolated from the customer and the organization. Only the communication channel is the Scrum Master. So what is that saying? That means once we will decided these features should be there. Suppose we are preparing for our exam. So at the time of examination, when we have a study plan, we should make the study plan. That means we should properly work out the study plan. So when we will go for planning a study plan, or when we are planning for how to prepare for the examination, that means we need a complete dedication to the preparation for the examination. That's why we have some study hour, that is fixed study hour. Suppose I want to study from 6 to 9, then I should isolated me from the surrounding, from the environment that where I am living. I have TVs at my home. For that 6 to 9 p.m. there may be some serial, there may be some movies, there may be some reality show casting. So I should be isolated from them. I should be in my room, in my study room, where no one can disturb me. Like that, when we have some features and we want to work or we want to make the project successful by adding some features, then during the development phase, when I will go for developing that particular project, I should be isolated from the distraction environment. No one should be distract me. I should not be there to distract myself from the developing of the project. So the team members should be isolated. They can't interact with the customer, they can't interact with other team members. Only interaction is with the Scrum Master. The Scrum Master should be there, and that is the only channel to whom the team member can communicate with each other. Then the next point says the role of the Scrum Master is to protect the development team from external distraction. Like we have some hostel wardens, we have our parents, they will protect us from the external distraction environment when we are going for preparing the examination. Like that, when we are going for developing a project, the Scrum Master should be there. He will protect us from the external distraction environment. And the next point says at the end of the sprint, the work is done and that will be reviewed and presented to the stakeholders. We know already who are the stakeholders. The person who is directly or indirectly involved with the project development, that is a stakeholder. So at the end of the sprint, the work is done. Now the work should be reviewed, and once the work is reviewed, that will presented to the stakeholder. And once that version that we got after a one sprint cycle, once that will accepted, we will go for the next sprint cycle, and after that the next sprint cycle begins. So let's have a look into the Scrum sprint cycle. This is actually the Scrum sprint cycle. We will start with the review work, that means what we have planned for and what we have already covered. Then after reviewing the work, what are the remaining work to be developed, so we should go for the product backlog. So according to the product backlog, which are already covered or which are already completed and which are incompleted, we have to take that incompleted one according to the customer's prioritization. Then we will go for select items. So after selecting the items, how we can go for selecting these items? We will go for review work, that means what are actually completed and what are incompleted, and we will go for the product backlog. So according to the product backlog and the review work, we will select an item that will be the next project or the next version of that project. So after selecting the items, then we will go for sprint plan. That means within a sprint cycle, we will have another version. So after selecting the items, we will go for planning the sprint, what should be done. So when we will go for planning the sprint, we have a sprint backlog. So what is the difference between the product backlog and the sprint backlog? So when we are going for developing a software or developing a product, so what should be the features in that product? That is product backlog, that is a whole product. But what is the sprint backlog? Here we are dividing this product into different versions or different increments. So for each and individual increment, we will have more number of sprint backlog. For the version 1, we have the sprint 1. For the version 2, we have the sprint 2. For the version N, we have the sprint N. So there are number of sprint backlogs according to the version or the your increments. So according to the sprint backlog and what are the plan for the sprint, we will go executing the sprint. So once the sprint cycle is executed, that means the development iteration has been done, we have the potential shippable software. That is not the complete software, that is potential shippable software. That means we have some versions that we can include with the software. So, and we have to review the sprint. If it is not done or the sprint is not successful, we will go for again the review work. So what is the Scrum now? Here what is meant by the Scrum? The Scrum means daily meetings. So for actually we know that the sprint cycle is actually 2 to 4 weeks fixed length. But every day we have some meetings with the Scrum Master. That is what actually the Scrum means. At the end of a working hour, we have some meetings, and in that meeting the Scrum Master should be there, the Scrum team member should be there. They will discuss what are the plan for the next day, what is the progress for this day. So that is what actually the Scrum. So by maintaining the Scrum, we will actually reviewing the sprint. So this is the Scrum sprint cycle. So what is the basic idea of a sprint, or what is the basic idea of a sprint and Scrum? So sprint means we are going for the development iteration. First we will go for reviewing the items, what actually we have done, what is our progress and what to do next. So what to do next, that question can be answered by looking at the product backlog. From the product backlog, we have already mentioned these are the to-do list. These are already done. They should be done in the next 2 to 4 weeks. Then after getting the product backlog and the review, we will go for selecting an item. So item means what? Selecting a version or selecting an increment. So which increment we have selected or which version we have selected, according to that version we need to plan the sprint. So once we will go for planning the sprint, we should have a sprint backlog. Like product backlog, we should have a sprint backlog. That means in this iterative development cycle, we have to do this. That is the sprint backlog. For this version, we have to do these. So after getting the sprint backlog, we will go for executing the sprint and reviewing the sprint. So how to review the sprint? By executing the Scrum. Scrum is the daily meeting in between the Scrum Master and the Scrum team member. So after executing the sprint cycle, we will have a shippable software, or we will have a shippable increment. We will have a shippable subsystem. Then once that sprint is done, that is accepted by the customer, then we will go for the next sprint. So let's see what is the teamwork in Scrum. So if we will go for dividing the teamwork in Scrum, we will have two actors. One is the Scrum Master and the second one is the team members. So there are two actors, the Scrum Master and the team members. So let's see what is the teamwork in Scrum. The Scrum Master is a facilitator who arranges the daily meetings, tracks the backlog work to be done, record decisions, measures progress against the backlog, and communicates with the customer and management outside of the team. So Scrum Master is actually the facilitator. So he will arrange daily meetings, he will track the backlogs works to be done, what are the record decision, he will have to measure the progress against the backlog. That means these are my backlog or to-do list. So what actually the progress is? The progress is going on that what we have already planned according to that or not. If that is not done, then we have to replan. Then how to emphasize our core team and how to make them efficient to add some value. So like that. So Scrum Master is the director. So we can say there are some supervisors who will supervise the work of the team members. So we have the to-do list and the Scrum Master will arrange a meeting daily. At the end of each day, he will be there to arrange a meeting that interaction with maybe your customer, maybe your team member. So there should be a good relationship between the team member with the Scrum Master and the Scrum Master with the customer or the customer proxy, because many times the customer can go for a direct meeting with the Scrum Master. So there should be a customer proxy. So the Scrum Master is actually a facilitator. Next, the second party are the whole team. So the whole team attends short daily meetings, that is what known as the Scrum. So where all team members share information like these are the progress, we have to do some extra work for this, or we have to rearrange the prioritize and all that, and they will describe their progress since the last meeting. So what actually the last meeting, what is the proceeding of the last meeting, so what are the problems that have already arisen and what is planned for the following day. So this is the work of the whole team. They will attend some short daily meetings, that is known as Scrum. Then they will go for sharing their information. They will describe the progress of the last meeting, what are the proceedings, what are the problems they have already faced, how to come up with the problems, what is the plan for the next sprint cycle and all that. So this means that everyone on the team knows what is going on, and if problem arises can replan short teamwork to cope with them. So this is the benefit of the Scrum team. So when we will go for a teamwork where there are some Scrum members and there is a Scrum master. So we will go for a meeting, a short meeting at the end of the day. Then we will discuss that these are our problems, we have already come up with this, what are the plan for the next day, what is the progress. If anyone is absent there, he also can understand what is the progress now. So each and every team member are aware of project development. If anyone is absent in the next day, the rest of the team can capable of handling that project. If I am going to absent for next 2-3 days, then my colleagues are capable of handle that project. If some problem arises, they can replan the work to cope up with them. So all that. So this is the benefit of the teamwork in Scrum. So without a teamwork, that Scrum cannot be possible. So if we want to follow the Agile project, or we want to develop a project with the Agile principle, that means there should be Scrum. So Scrum means what? That is the daily meeting. So daily meeting should be there, all the team members should be present there, they should be capable of sharing the information, they should be capable of saying these are the problems, these are the solutions and all that. So there should be a good relationship with the Scrum Master and the team members along with the customers also. So let's see what are the Scrum benefits and what is the distributed Scrum. So the Scrum benefits are, the product is broken down into a set of manageable and understandable chunks. So what is that? That means suppose I am going to develop or write a program, a large program that will contain 1000 line of code. If I will give that program to you, then you will not understand anything if I am not mentioning any comment on it. So if I will go for divide that program, that 1000 line of code into different functions. Suppose I have a calculator program, and in that calculator program we have different operations like addition, subtraction, multiplication, there is cos, there is sine, there is logarithm, so all that. So if I will go for writing the program, that means if I will go for writing 2 to 3 line of codes for addition, then I will go for logarithm, then I will go for sine, then I will go for square root, then I will go for subtraction. So that will be very easy, that can be understandable. So I need to divide them into separate functions. There should be addition function that will only add 2 numbers. There should be a square root function that will only give a square root of any given number. There should be a sine. So all these functions can be better understandable rather than if I will go for writing all these line of codes into a program, into a large program. So when we are developing the project into a Scrum technology, that means the whole product will be break down into some understandable chunks, that means understandable parts. That means actually the subsystem. We need to divide the system into different subsystems. The subsystem will also divide it into different components, and the components will divide it into different units, and we need to program each and individual unit. After programming each and individual unit, we will go for unit testing. Then we will go for integrating them and finding some component. Then we will go for integrating the component and finding some subsystem. Then we will go for integrating the subsystem and we will find a system. So that will be quite easy and that will be very understandable. So that is the benefit when we are approaching the Scrum technology. The next is, unstable requirements do not hold up progress. Obvious. If we were going for daily interaction with the customer, the regular interaction with the customer, obvious unstable requirements can't be hold up the progress. Then we can remove those unstable requirements. Then the whole team have visibility of everything, because we have a Scrum each and every day. That means a short meeting each and every day, so that the whole team have the visibility of everything, and consequently team communication is improved. Then the next is, customers see on time delivery of increments or gain feedback on how the product works. So this is what actually, when we will go for delivering the version 1 in 2 to 4 weeks. Then after that we will have some more 2 to 4 weeks to deploy the second version. The customer, within that 2 to 4 weeks, the customer will acquainted with the version 1. So when he will get the version 2, he had already acquainted with the version 1. So he will find easy to cope up with the version 2. So when we will go for giving the final version to the customer, then that will be very easy for the customer, because he had already the intermediate versions with him. So that is very easy. The next thing is, the trust between the customers and the developers is established with the regular interaction. So a positive culture is created in which everyone expects the project to succeed. So when we will go for interacting with the customer, the team member, the Scrum Master, so there is a regular interaction. So there will be no trust issue. There is a good relationship among them. So the customer will want how my project should be succeed, the team member will also want the project should be succeed, and the Scrum Master will also want the project to be succeed. So these are the benefits of the Scrum. So let's see what is the distributed Scrum. So the distributed Scrum means the Scrum Master should be located with the development team, so that he or she is aware of everyday problems. Obvious, the Scrum Master is responsible for daily meetings. The Scrum Master is responsible to have a good relationship with the team member and the customer. So the Scrum Master should be on the spot. That it is not like that the Scrum Master is the master. That means he is the head of the meeting. He should be in his office, or he should be at his home, and he should work out the plan in an offline mode. No, the Scrum Master should be on the spot. He should be aware of what is actually going on, what is the progress. If the progress is not done according to the plan, he should replan the work. So the Scrum Master should be there. When the team members are developing the project, the Scrum Master should be on the spot to be very aware of the progress of the development process. And the second is, the product owner should visit the developers and try to establish the good relationship with them. It is essential that they trust each other. Obvious, there should be no trust issue. The product owner actually should have a good relationship with the developer team. At last, we are developing the software for the product owner, so there should be a good relationship between the developer and the product owner. And the third one is real-time communication between team members, like formal communication, instant messaging, video calls, so that there should be a good relationship among the team members. Like that, the continuous integration should be there, so that each and every team member can be aware of the state of the product at any time. There should be a common development environment for all teams. There should be video conferencing between the product owner and the development team. So after all, we are saying that there should be a good communication in between the product owner and the developer, because we are developing the product for the product owner. He should be satisfied with our product. So there should be a good relationship with the Scrum Master, the team member, the developer, the product owner, the Scrum Master and the customer. So if we will follow all these things, then our project should be succeed by following the Scrum technology. So this is all about the Agile project management. In our next class, we will go for the fourth chapter, that is requirement engineering process. Have a great time. Thank you.